Hey guys, welcome back to the Hat House. Today's video, we're going to have some sales kind of at the end of the video, today's sales that went out in the hat world, but also wanted to introduce ourselves and get a video out there that had a little bit of background about Mary and I, where we came from, where we're at now, kind of our family, and why we do what we do, and how much do we even make on eBay. So I'll answer some of those questions inside. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Hat House. We've got a busy day here today. We've got a whole box that we've got to get opened up, sorted out, and get them all clean so we can get them listed on eBay. But I did want to take just a minute. I haven't really kind of formally introduced myself, and Mary hasn't introduced herself of kind of who we are and what we do and where we came from. So really just want to start off with, like, who are we?
We met in high school. He was a senior, I was a freshman. We dated 4 years and we got married the summer after I graduated high school. We've been together married for 22 years now. We have 3 sons. We have Tyler, he's our oldest. He is a tuba player, the musician really of the family. He can play trombone also, and euphonium. He's a drum major this year. And then we have Ryan, he's kind of our English major. Is that what you would say?
I don't know how he got to be an English major.
Random facts teller, he can remember anything. And then Kyle's our youngest. He's also a tuba player, and he's very, very good at math. We're from a small town. We moved to a big town in Oklahoma.
Yeah, and our boys are a big reason of why we ended up doing eBay full time where we are right now. We get to go and do things with them, and whenever they need us, we're really there, able to stop and put what we need to do on hold for the most part, and go help them. But we started eBay. Mary was doing it full time before I was. I was working at Walmart. I worked at Walmart for 20 years. I was a store lead slash co-manager. Store lead was the position right after I left. They changed it to that. But so really been doing a lot of retail and sales and things like that for a big portion of my life. Mary did eBay for a couple of years before I got into it. We would just go on the garage sales on weekends and stuff like that and find cool things to sell. And so she would take care of that during the day, and then while I was at work, and then the whole COVID pandemic thing happened, and so I went ahead and stopped Walmart, which was a hard decision, but it has been a great decision so far. So right now on eBay, we're doing about $250,000 a year in total sales, and a lot of that, about 60 to 70% of that is the hats that we show you every single day. And then there's the 30% to 40% is a lot of clothing. We do a lot of clothing on eBay as well. Do a lot of thrifting, and that's how we find most of our merchandise for the clothing side. We just really wanted to kind of share with you guys who we were and why we're doing this. Really, just to kind of document our journey, where we are right now, and take on something new. And eBay isn't the only thing that we do. Do a lot of digital products on Etsy, selling some on Walmart.com. But this channel is really going to be about what we really love to do, which is find cool hats and list them and sell them. So we appreciate everybody joining us for the journey. We appreciate everybody that's subscribed so far. We're going to continue to put out content about our hats and our eBay journey, and to see how much more we can grow it. Really appreciate you guys. So that's kind of who we are and where we're going in this journey of eBay. We plan on continuing to document it. Really hope you decide to hit the subscribe button so you can keep following along. I know there will be a lot more hat sales that you'll want to see, and we're going to go ahead and show you what went out today right now. Good morning, guys. Let's ship out some hats. The first one going out is actually free. It's going out to Ken. Followed the easy steps to get a free hat. Really appreciate Ken. We're gonna send this one out to him. Next hat going out was an Olympics visor by Speedo, vintage Olympics visor. Next hat going out was a Pendleton with the circle patch. Had quite a bit of fading right here, so it was sold pretty cheap. Next hat going out was an Oklahoma Sooners strapback by Top of the World. Next hat was a Tiger Woods Flex Fit Nike hat. Next up was a combined order. Two hats. We had a Detroit Pistons and a Louisville Cardinal. Next up was a Southern Tide snapback. Next hat was a nice Nike skateboarding, Nike SB. Well, actually this one SB, it just said skateboarding on it. But both you want to be on the lookout for. The SB hats do really well. This one has skateboarding and just a swoosh. I think it sold for around 20. A good hat. Next up was an American Eagle. Have a good day. Smiley face hat. Next up was a train conductor hat. A vintage one. Size 7. Made by Cromer. These do really well at Halloween too. For costumes and such. Next up was a vintage Budweiser patch hat. Trucker. Next up was a women's Masio Contine hat, strapback, still had the tags on it. Next up was a vintage Kevu hat. Kevu's a pretty good brand. They do a lot of accessories, purses, and hats. This one's like a canvas. These are made in the USA too. Next up was another Lacoste hat. That's 2 days in a row. Lacoste hat going out. There's a tag on it. Next up was just a blank Paisley hat. Vintage Paisley. Next up was a retired Army hat. Still had a pin on it too. Next hat was Washington Redskins. This one sold in about 24 hours. It didn't take long at all. Even though it's kind of a more modern Redskins hat, sold quick. Next up is the New York Mets strapback New Era. Next up was a Montana Grizzlies strapback hat. Next up was a Miami Heat snapback with a big logo on it. Next up was a New York Rangers hockey hat, just a regular dad hat. Sold for like almost $20, including the shipping. Thanks for sticking to the end with us, guys, and checking out all the hats. Really appreciate you. From all of us here at the Hat House, we'll see you again real soon.